talking about? Oh yeah, so Stanley. Yeah. We're like, do the dimmers. I'm like so more excited than they should be. Well, it's like I told Stan, like, you know, this guy was like. I love the attitude, like, no more of this. It's like the Pat Love attitude. You know what I mean? Like she's like, no, we're not doing this anymore. You're like, yeah, go back. Like, I thirst. Sean, who is Red Skelton? Comedian? Do you know who we need to bring back to life is George Carlin. Like, he'd be the perfect guy right now. Gabriel. Good.
All right, good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody.
If you can hear us, clap once. If you can hear us, clap twice. Okay, kids.
All right, please stand for our opening number. I can see clearly now.
Hold on. See, what happens is when I start talking to Sean and everyone, I'm not prepared for when things start. Gotta fix this, it's out of tune. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Yeah, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be bright. Thank you, Michael. Bright, sunshine a day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshine day. I think I can make it now, the pain is gone. All of the bad feelings have disappeared. Here is a rainbow I've been praying. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshine day. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. Look all around, there's nothing but blue skies. I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Yeah, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. We need a little more enthusiasm there. Ready? It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Keep going, yeah. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. Last time. Oh, what a bright, 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 sunshiny day. There's Michael with the little coda there. That was good. I missed you.
Good morning, Unity of Flagstaff. Are you sure, Dave? All right.
It's over, Dave. You're back.
All right. We're doing things a little different this morning. If some of you who came in early saw, we already greeted each other. We're going to try and build new habits. We want greeting and unity time before service. So anyways, I'll give you a freebie. Go ahead and say good morning to each other.
We saw the panicked look in your eyes.
All right, let's get started. Let's get in seats. I'm glad to see so many faces I haven't seen in a while and some new faces, and this is good. So, anyways, as I mentioned, we're trying to just tweak things a little bit. So, we're going to start phasing out the greeting in service. We want to get everybody in here so we can start on time. And so, we want to do all the greeting before service. So, anyways, we're going to start transitioning to that. So, it's coming. All right. Welcome to Unity of Flagstaff, where all are welcome. And if you're a first-time visitor, please fill out one of the blue info cards in the lobby. You can return it in the basket later or hand it to one of our greeters. And we're going to go into the announcements. We have a new Amazon wish list, and we kicked this off last week. Some people have already bought some stuff for Unity off of the wish list, so thank you for that. All you have to do is you can scan the QR code from your phone. It'll go straight to our wish list, and it's also in the newsletter. You can just click a button, and it'll take you there. What's nice about it is it has exactly what the item is that we want, and when you order, it'll come straight to us. You don't need to like ship it to you and bring it or anything like that. All right, we have Unity Coffee Hour coming up on Wednesday at Campus Coffee Bean. Be there or be square. We love to see when you all show up. Book studies going on, and it is The Quest for Wholeness by Robert Brummett. And you guys met last week, correct? Yep. So you can. It's not too late to join, right? All right. So you can still join. Our Where's Winter potluck, February 1st, after Sunday celebration. There's a sign up in the newsletter. I forgot to print out a sign up this morning. If you're interested, come and talk to me today, and I'll be sure and get that list down. And yes, Dixie, I did put this picture up just for you. All right. No, that's not Dixie. She just loves Wizard of Oz. All right. If you own a local business, you can advertise with us. There's the pricing for 6 months or a year. And let's do a round of applause to our local business partners. And I want to do a special shout out to this guy over here because he still hasn't given me a logo, but he does donate a lot of time to Unity, helping to maintain our AV system. So if you ever give me a logo, I'll put it up here. Okay. Give him a round of applause. Ryan Biter Music. All right. We have 4 ways to pray. You can ask your prayer partner. Prayer partners, raise your hand. Prayer partners are in the room. They'll be available after service at the Serenity Room. You can call 1-800-NOW-PRAY. We also have the prayer box. Michael, if you please.
Oh, it's right here. Sorry.
You can write down your prayer requests, put them in the box, and they'll be held in consciousness for 30 days. You can also contact the center here at 928-526-8893. You think I know that number by now without having to read it, but I don't. All right, and we're going to mix things up again. Let's welcome up Amanda Sue Briggs for our opening prayer. Today she'll be our guest speaker. She teaches me a lot about Unity that I don't know, and she's been here enough that she's our friend.
Thank you. A lot of different jobs today. All right, let's take a moment to settle in. Oh, do I need to do something? Okay, now I think I'm here. No? Hello? Can you hear me now? All right. It's old Verizon commercials. All right. Let's take a moment to settle in. You can lower your gaze or close your eyes. Let's just take this moment right now to center ourselves, relax the body, and relax the mind. And in this moment, we say thank you. Thank you, one presence and one power that is active in our lives and all around us. Thank you for the opportunity to come together as a community, to love and support one another, to grow, to learn, to discover. As we sit in this moment, we know that life is good because we say so, that each and every day we get the choice, we have the power to create a life that feels good. And so we are grateful. We say thank you, Spirit, thank you, universe, thank you, the truth of my being. And so it is. I have another job. Does anybody have a gratitude, prayer request, or celebration that they would like to share with us?
You're good now.
Okay. Oh, there we go. So last week I shared with you guys that I was unexpectedly laid off from my main job in the midst of having to do my clinical internship and many other things. And I'm happy to report that I've been in touch with Gary and that he will be providing me with some part-time employment to tide me over for this spring term. So.
We celebrate with you the good news and know that always, no matter the circumstances, you are abundant. And we celebrate that with you.
I have an extremely sad thing to tell you. Over 70 years ago, I graduated from high school. One of my buds, Gene, graduated the next year. Carol and I, my late wife and I were hanging out with he and another lady, and they got married. I was their best man. 1 year later, Carol and I got married. He was my best man. Over the years, we used to visit them a lot. We started talking about each other and calling each other brother. He is my spirit brother, and he just went to the hospital with a major stroke. Please, if you wouldn't mind, Gene would appreciate your prayers. Thank you very much.
Let's take a moment to offer prayers to Jean. Seeing this special soul wrapped in the light and love of the divine. And let's also offer our prayers to Norm as he navigates this circumstance, any fear, any sadness that comes up for him as he thinks about his spirit brother and the struggles that Jean is going through. We wrap them both in love, and we know that the power within them will see them through this situation. We are grateful for the guidance and for the love that is in this room, that is in this world, and that surrounds Jean and Norm during this time. So it is. Amen.
I have a gratitude for today. My grandson is doing great. He's back in school in a wheelchair, but he was very apprehensive of going back, and he was scared. But all the attention he got, he's loving it. So he's doing good. Thank you for all your prayers.
Well, we are grateful. So glad your grandson is doing well, and we know he will continue to thrive. Thank you.
I am outrageously grateful for the symphony concert that, how many of us, 10? 10 went to last night. It was, it was sci-fi movie themes for the Flagstaff Symphony, and I bet they're exhausted, but they did a great job. And Charles Latshaw was very funny, the conductor.
Aw. Out of this world, yes. Aw. Well, we're grateful for the community coming together to be able to enjoy that, and for all of the brilliant artists and musicians that are here in Flagstaff that we get to enjoy. Thank you. Any more?
I just want to speak a gratitude and a prayer. Really, I think a gratitude for all of us here in Flagstaff that we did not get a lot of snow, but a prayer for all those who are getting a lot of snow currently, and also a prayer for those in Minnesota.
Yeah. I too am grateful that you guys did not get a lot of snow. Made my drive a lot easier, so grateful for that. And yes, I think especially during winter weather, we can offer a prayer too for those people who are unhoused and have a lot more difficult time dealing with the weather than some of us may. So let's take a moment to quiet our thoughts and center in and really tune into our heart space as we hold all of those people who are affected by these winter storms across the country, those who may be without power, access to water or food. And we hold especially in our hearts, with as much love, light, and warmth as we can muster, the people of Minnesota, for all of the things that they are dealing with on top of the weather. We see them wrapped in the light and love of the divine, knowing that even in the most dangerous and chaotic and fearful of circumstances, that there is a greater power at work. We thank them, we bless them, and we love them, and so it is.
Hi, I'd like to offer a gratitude that my daughter is here to spend some time with me from Arkansas and that she got here all safe and sound.
Yes. Amen. Glad you're here. I don't know how I'm supposed to close this. This is my first time. Oh, okay. To all those, can I say my own thing? Sure. All right. To all those prayers spoken and unspoken, and those gratitudes and the heaviness that may be on our hearts that we chose not to share, we know that Spirit knows it all and is here. We are grateful for the power of prayer and the good news spoken, and so it is, and so we let it be.
Thank you, Amanda. Sue. All right. Now, it's time to welcome up today's PA, Mr. Steve Huffman.
Nice.
He's on our prayer team. He's a guest musician, volunteer, and our friend.
Thank you, Sean. So, why don't we start with Unity Principle number 1 on the screen. Let's all say it together. God is all there is and present everywhere. This is the force of love and wisdom that underlies all of existence. In the short version, God is everything, everywhere, all at once. So I want to start my sharing this morning. I get a little email in my inbox called Inspiring Quotes. And this one is by Anne Lamott. Almost everything will work again if you unplug it for a few minutes, including you. So what I wanted to talk about a little bit this morning is meditation. Laura and I were having this conversation a little while back, and I was remembering when I was at UC Davis about 50 years ago, I learned how to do transcendental meditation, which Laura also knows about a lot. And I think the motivation for me to learn it was my first year away from home, up in Davis, which was about 8-hour drive from where I lived, in Southern California. And I went from a high school of 200 to a university of 20,000. And I was living in the dorms at the time, and we had about 200 people in our dorm. So somehow I had this opportunity to learn how to do transcendental meditation, and I just decided to go ahead and do it. And, got my mantra, was meditating 20 minutes in the morning, 20 minutes in the evening. And one of the things I noticed that happened almost right away is I had this experience of like my body just vibrating. And it was a strange experience. And I found out it was just kind of releasing energy. And so I've been doing some kind of meditation pretty much every day since then. I'm not doing the twice a day, but I still meditate every day. And I kind of think of it like taking out the trash to start with, kind of just getting rid of the emotional and mental trash that I don't really need to carry around with me. So I've been fortunate in that I don't, when I have something that happens that is emotional or problem or whatever, I generally don't carry it around with me, 24 hours most of the time. And I guess the only other thing I'd like to say is what the other big benefit for me has been kind of this opening up to listening to what's going on inside of me and listening to my inner inspiration and wisdom and sometimes creativity. I invite you all to do whatever version of meditation works for you. Thank you.
Thank you, Steve. And now we're going to prepare for meditating with Amanda Sue.
All right, let's take this time for meditation, a time to relax, soothe, and let our mind and body rest. I really love Steve's share about transcendental meditation and mantra meditation. I want to offer a, unity version of a mantra meditation where we're going to take just one word. So as you continue to breathe and relax your body, I invite you to consider the word peace. You can see it written or in cursive in your mind's eye. You could bring up an image that speaks peace to you. Or if it's within your practice, you could begin to bring up that physical feeling of peace in your body. And anytime you notice a little ache or pain or discomfort, or your thoughts start going running somewhere else, I invite you to take a nice slow inhale and repeat to yourself, peace, peace. On every inhale, peace. On every exhale, peace. Allow the word, the images, the feelings that come with this word to permeate your mind, your body, your very being. As you allow yourself to relax and rest in the peace that is always there. natural state of peace within us. We need to only get quiet and still enough to feel it. So let's take a few moments in silence as we continue to bring to mind, to remember, to affirm, to experience peace. Breathing in peace, breathing out peace. We inhale the peace that is always there. And as we exhale, we offer that peace to the world. We affirm that our inner state of peace creates peace outside of us. And we are grateful for our presence and the presence of others that serves as a balancing force, the only true force of peace in a noisy and sometimes chaotic world. We are peace. Will you affirm that with me? We are peace. So when you're ready, you can begin to roll your neck and shoulders, to begin waking up the ankles, the wrists, the body. Whenever you're ready, you can slowly open your eyes.
My heart is open and my mouth is closed. Pain and fear, no, I don't need those. Sunset, sunrise, seeing this world with my own two eyes. It's tough, but it is good. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul. With my soul. I'm Wake up early, gonna eat good food. I'm gonna spread this love, that's what I'll do for you and for me. I will love my neighbor, I will lend a hand. I will make this earth a sacred land for me and for you. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul, with my soul, with my soul. You better change right now like you know you should. You better change right now, be some earthly good. Take a chance and fall in love with everyone. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul, with my soul. All is well. All is well. All is well with my soul.
We'll pretend she didn't do opening prayer and meditation. Let's welcome up Amanda Sue Briggs.
Thank you, thank you. Thank you, Ryan, too, for the music. I love that song. That's your song, right? Is it on Spotify?
I think so, but it kind of feel like it undermines the spirit of the whole song.
Okay, that's something a musician would say.
Yeah. Spotify is kind of evil, so it's, yeah.
Okay. Well, after service, you let me know how I can listen to that song and support you better than Spotify does.
Thank you.
All right. Well, good morning, everyone. Today we are talking about noise. It does seem like we live in a bit of a noisy world, doesn't it? And I don't just mean the metaphorical noise, though we'll get to that. I mean even the literal noise. I was sitting in my house last night, and my husband's out of town, so the house is a lot quieter than it normally is. I had no TV on, no music playing. I was sitting in silence. And yet still I could hear that slight drone of electricity, you know? The fridge running every once in a while, the air purifier going, distant traffic noises outside. If any of you ever taken a trip or gone somewhere that is truly silent, it's almost scary how quiet it can get, right? Because we've gotten so used to all this noise. And then there's the other type of noise. The noise of the to-do list, the shoulds and the should-nots, the constant notifications, the social media feeds, the endless news cycles, all the opinions, all the people telling us, keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up, keep up. In his book Callings, Greg Lavoie says this: if all our moments are filled with words and thoughts, with noise, however joyous, then when it comes time to convey our deepest intuitions, when our lives demand guidance from within, we'll be speechless. That line really stops me every time. Because what he's saying is that if we don't make space for silence, we lose access to that very voice that we need the most. Our authentic voice, the voice of spirit within us. That voice of our intuition, our guidance. You know, researchers have spent decades and billions of dollars studying the human mind. They figured out all sorts of things like how we capture human attention, how we build habits, how we trigger human emotions, and how behavior is influenced. Now, all of this research, how do you think this information is being used? Yeah. For our good and well-being to live whole, peaceful lives? No. No. It's used to keep us scrolling, keep us clicking, keep us emotionally activated. It's used to keep us divided and distracted, and yes, it is used to keep selling us stuff. Yet here we are in a spiritual community, a time in our week that we take out of the outside world where we really give ourselves a space to reconnect. And for me, when I think about spiritual living, the way I understand it is really that it's conscious living. That to live a spiritual life means to live a life where I am aware of those external forces that are trying to influence me, and to make a choice to tap into my conscious ability to choose to live from within out, not the outside in. So if we want to live a spiritual life in a noisy world, the question is really, how do we stay connected? How do we listen to source or spirit, to ourselves, to one another, to our values, to our sense of purpose and meaning, when there's all these other voices trying to capture our attention? I think the first step is we have to really notice what our relationship with noise is. Be honest with yourself for a minute. Imagine you've got an unexpected couple of unscheduled minutes. You're waiting in line or sitting in the car, at the coffee shop, waiting for your friend to show up. What do? Do you reach for your phone? When you're standing in the kitchen waiting for the water to boil, do you distract yourself with a podcast or cleaning something? We have become so accustomed to filling every empty space. We have become addicted to the noise. And even good things can become noise if they prevent us from ever being still, from ever slowing down. You know, some psychologists and therapists have a theory about why we're like this. They say that one reason we avoid quiet is actually fear. Fear that if we slow down and stop distracting ourselves, that we're going to have to face our feelings. That we might notice that we've been running away from something and keeping ourselves busy so we don't notice. That we might hear a truth that we've been avoiding. That we might realize there is something in our lives that needs to change that we're not ready to face yet. So noise becomes our way of drowning out that still small voice of intuition. It becomes our way of distracting ourselves from something really important that is within us that needs to be heard. if you've ever seen a picture, not really our new digital ones, but like back when we had 35 millimeter film, and you know when it'd have like all those specks all over it? We call that noise. And it made it hard to see what was really in the picture. And now with digital tools, we have something called denoising, where we remove some of that noise from the photo so we can see it more clearly. This is how noise functions in our lives as well. That the more noise we surround ourselves with, the harder it is to really see clearly, to get the full picture. New Thought author Emily Cady, you guys know Emily Cady, yes. She says, noise belongs to the outside world, not to God. God works in the stillness. When we're focused on the noise, we are reacting to the stimulation. Living from within out comes from the silence, and we bring it forth. So early in my career, my first career, I don't know if this surprises anybody, but I'm a little bit of like a type A go-getter personality. So what I found was that I was constantly taking on more tasks, more responsibilities, and before I knew it, every hour of my 40-hour work week was completely full. And this was a problem, and I had this moment where I said, I need some white space. And what I meant by that was I need white space on my calendar, some time that's unstructured, not scheduled. I need white space in my day where I could just sit and think. Because you see, part of my job was also being creative and bringing new ideas to the table and new initiatives. And that's a little hard to do when you're in meetings and doing tasks all the time, right? You need the space, the white space. I'm sure I got that term from somewhere. If anybody knows, let me know. I looked for it and can't find it. So here's what's fascinating. This was an insight that felt like it just came from within me one day, of like, I just need some white space. But it's actually validated by neuroscience. There is something in our brain called the default mode network. And the default mode network only activates when we're not focused on something, when we're just chilling, when we're just being. And the default mode network is responsible for forming new insights, for synthesizing and making connections between ideas. It's responsible for creativity and for making meaning. Without unstructured time, where there is nothing that you need to do, nowhere you need to be, nothing you need to focus on, no task that you need to do, without that time, our brain is constantly in reaction mode, and it never falls back into that default mode network, and we get a less clear view of our lives, we have less creativity, and we have a harder time making connections and meaning out of all the various things going on in our lives and the world. That's how important it is. I'm laughing at my notes. Sometimes I put things in here and I'm like, I don't know if I'm actually going to say that. So I'm a millennial, as a few of you are. And so I remember very clearly, because it was recently, when there were all these news articles coming out about how millennials, like, were ruining every industry, you know? And one of the things, and they were teasing us and making fun of us about all sorts of things, right? And one of the things they complained about us about was that we weren't buying houses, that we were taking longer to buy houses. Nobody considered the fact that, you know, we became teenagers and adults during 2008, but I digress. Okay, so I'm going to pick on Gen Z a little bit. God bless them. Okay, so I saw this article that came out a little while ago that talked about this new trend, this new idea that Gen Z invented called micro-retirement. Have you guys heard of this? Okay, the rest of us call it a vacation. A micro-retirement is where once or twice a year for a week or two, you don't work. Just a vacation. Micro-retirement, it's a new thing. Okay, so, love Gen Z. There's a new trend going on right now on TikTok. Okay. So the trends that Gen Z is calling it, this new thing that they made up, they call it raw dogging life, which is a very gross way to put it. Don't Google it if you don't know what that means. Here's what it is. They sit and do nothing. No stimulation, no AirPods in, not reading a book. And we can tease them all we want for rediscovering something that, the rest of us just automatically do. But let me take a second to think about this. This is the only generation where every single one of them was born in the 21st century. These are the only people on this planet who have never known life without constant connection and noise. And the fact that they are in their teens and 20s right now and already realizing the importance of disconnecting, of resetting their mind and nervous system by not doing anything, not receiving any external noise, I think really speaks to how wise they are and how much our world needs this right now. So I'm wondering if some of you might be willing to try this new Gen Z trend. You don't have to record yourself sitting against the wall like they do. But could you take 15 minutes out of your day to just sit and do nothing? To have no music playing. You're not even trying to direct your mind. You're not meditating. You're just sitting and doing nothing and not being entertained for 15 minutes a day. You ever been to a really loud concert? Like a big, amplified, loud concert, right? And for a few hours, maybe sometimes even a few days afterward, your ears are kind of ringing. Noise sticks with you. The noise of the world sticks with us in the same way. It starts to become some of those automatic thoughts. The ones that say there's never enough, this is a scary world, everything's going to hell in a handbasket, I won't be happy unless I have X, I'm not successful unless I achieve Y. That's noise echoing around in our thoughts. So sometimes the noise is not just external, it becomes internal because we're so saturated with it. So Unity actually gives us a tool for this, and it's called affirmative prayer. When I'm back here in two weeks, February 8th, I'm going to be focusing, and we're going to do a deep dive into Unity's affirmative prayer method. But essentially what affirmative prayer is it's not wishing or hoping. It's not asking somebody to give you something that you don't already have. Affirmative prayer is about consciously directing the energy of your mind, your attention, and your imagination toward what you want to see. It is learning to rein in that monkey mind that's repeating the things that it heard from whoever raised us or whatever the news said or whatever's going around on social media. It's training our mind to not focus on that, but to focus on what we want and who we are and what is true with a capital T. Another way we can train our mind to not get caught up in this noise of the world is a gratitude practice. And gratitude, I know, can seem so basic and so fundamental, but I'm sure if we all took a moment to be honest with ourselves, we slip on it from time to time. I saw a comedian recently who said that his therapist told him to start a gratitude practice, and he was mad because it worked. Our brains are so amazing and complex and capable, and sometimes they're like little toddlers. Just give them a really simple task, and they're like, oh, yeah. The same trick is, you guys know the trick that if you're in a bad mood, you just smile? And it actually convinces your brain that you're happy. Sometimes our brains are silly things. So what do we do with all this noise in our noisy world? It's not about ignoring the things that are going on. It's not that we have to forsake all of our electronics, go live up in the mountains and never see anybody. That sounds nice sometimes. It's not that we can never read another book or listen to another podcast. But even Emily Cady said, there comes a certain point in your spiritual journey where you need to put down the books, stop listening to the teachers, and go within. Living in a noisy world means that we have to find balance. We have to balance the noise with the silence, the outer world's demands with our inner calling. We do this by being aware of how our minds work. The more we know about the way our minds work, the more we can exercise it in the direction that it will bring us goodness and peace and joy. So we have to be aware of how our minds work. We have to notice when we are trying to fill those unstructured moments with more noise and more distractions. Every time you catch yourself and choose to just raw dog life instead. It's a moment that heals your brain and heals your spirit. Take regular time away from the noise. I actually like to meditate with a pair of noise-canceling headphones, even when I'm in my own silent house, because there's always that background noise. So take regular time away from both the outer and the inner noise, and use tools like affirmative prayer and gratitude to realign your thoughts. In the silence of your soul, you will find the solution to every problem, the healing for every hurt, the answer to every question. That's Ernest Holmes. Silence isn't empty. Silence is fertile. It's where guidance emerges, where clarity returns, where we reconnect with the truth. So every time you choose to quiet the outer and inner noise, every time you step out of reacting to what's going on out there and living from intention, you're turning down the volume so that you can hear that still, small voice. And that is how we live intentionally, how we live authentically, and how we live spiritually in a very noisy world.
Speaking of noise, I'm back. So I've been working really hard on your annual giving statements, and that's about how fast I work. But what I want to show you is, I want to show you the math that I do while I'm calculating these.
Now, about the percentage. I figure 75% to you, Panma, and 25% divided between the 5 of us. Yida, Crowbar, myself, Tom, and the baby. That makes 5% for each one of us.
Billy, you're cheating yourself. If there's 25% divided among the 5 of you, that's 14% apiece.
Oh, no, listen, Pa. I wouldn't cheat you. You know I wouldn't. Now, look here. I'll show you. Let me rub this out here. And now, 25 divided by 5 is 5. You see, 5 won't go into 2, will it? No. But 5 goes into 25 5 times, you see?
No, you're wrong, Billy. Now, I'm a pretty good mathematician. Now, 5 into 25, 5 won't go into 2, will it?
No.
But 5 goes into 5 once. Now, we didn't use the 2 before, so we bring it down here. Now, 5 into 20 goes 4 times. There you are. 5 into 25, 14.
No, look, Pa. Let me prove it to you now by multiplication. 5 times 5. 5 times 5 is 25.
Really, I'm surprised you're learning.
Huh?
I'm surprised that you're learning. Now I'll show you. 5 times 14 is 25. 5 times 4 is 20. 5 times 1 is 5. 25. That's it.
No, look, Ma. Look, you're wrong there because I'll prove it to you. We'll put down 5 14s here. 14. There. Now I'll prove to you by addition that 5 14s is not 25. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20.
21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There you are. Better brush up, Billy. I don't want to see you boys cheated.
So anyways, I'm going to be emailing out your giving statements. And if there's anything that needs to be corrected, let me know. Also, if you want a printed giving statement, please request that. But our primary method is going to be email. All right, let's prepare for our celebration of abundance. Hey, I'll be the board basket blesser today. All right, let's get our helpers up here. Where's our other greeter? All right, while they walk up, join me in our board consciousness. We are an abundant and thriving community. Let's try that again, a little louder. We are an abundant and thriving community. And our second board consciousness, we are attracting the best new minister for Unity of Flagstaff, who leads and inspires us into our next phase of spiritual growth and service. And if you all join me with this, we release our limitation and give from abundance. We are abundant. Thank you, Spirit. All righty, go forth. So I'm here to remind you about ways to give. You can give with cash or check. You can donate through Zelle. This QR code works when opening your banking app. This is also available in the newsletter and on our website. You can also send in payments by snail mail. Give me an excuse to go check the P.O. Box downtown. That's at P.O. Box 1740, Flagstaff, Arizona, 86002. Ah, look at that. They're still collecting. This is great. All right, come on up. Thank you for this bounty. Thank you for this community. Thank you for the good we do, will do. We are joy-filled, and so it is. All right. And if you'll please stand for our reprise of I Can See Clearly Now.
I can see clearly now the rain is gone. Yeah, I can see all obstacles in my way. Gone are the dark clouds that had me blind. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day. It's gonna be a bright, bright, sunshiny day.
Sorry, I went too fast. Let's close with our prayer for protection. The light of God surrounds us. Claim the light. The love of God enfolds us. Claim the love. The power of God protects us. Claim the power. The presence of God watches over us. Claim the presence. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Thank you, everyone. Have a great week.